Salvete Miyamiki. For today, I decided I wanted to do some drawing. It's been a while since I've done something like this. I tried doing this recently, but it didn't end up working too well. Had a lot of recording issues. So I decided to simplify it just a little bit. Now, something kind of funny. I couldn't for the life of me find a pencil. Not that I usually draw with a pencil anyway. I almost always use pen. But yeah, it was kind of funny that I literally just couldn't find a pencil. I know I have pencils. I don't know where they are, but the reason I know I have pencils is that I use them for woodworking, so I can erase lines that I need to. Anyway, I'm going to take my mouse off. Okay, we're good. It's still recording. Hopefully you can't hear my neighbors upstairs. I don't know if they're fucking or what, but it's really annoying and squeaky. So, the two utensils that I do have are pen and Sharpie. You've seen me draw with pen in the past, most likely. If you are new, then you'll know that I prefer using pen. Oh wait, is this the rusty shit pen that doesn't work anymore? Nope, it works. The main reason I like using pen is that it is permanent. If I make a mistake, I have to live with it. And that's more reflective of real life, which art imitates anyway. So, let me see if I can get the microphone a little closer, hopefully record the sound better. It looks so weird in this position. Let me back it just a little bit. Yeah, that looks funny, but hopefully it picks up the sound all right. I will start with some letters. For the astute, you may have noticed I skipped a couple letters. This is the Latin alphabet, which is actually missing 2 letters. Wait a minute, what am I doing? I don't know why I wrote W. That's not a... okay, whatever. But anyway, I and J are essentially the same letter, and U and V are also considered to be essentially the same letter. They make the W sound, which is probably why I wrote W. But let me just write a couple random Latin words. Let's see. lager, which means like land. Actually, hold on. I should have just done agricola, because that's a fun one to say. That means farmer. B, let's see. Now it looks like I wrote boo, but I actually wrote bo'o, which means I shout, which is where boo comes from. C, let's see. Ketera. Often you will find ETC, which is shorthand for et cetera, which means and other things. Cetera is the neutral plural form, which is why it translates to other things. D. A very common one, Deus, which can mean Lord or God. Really just depends on the context. E, let's see. Exemplum. Exemplum is a very obvious example. You can probably guess what it means, but this is actually what the E in the IE stands for, in exemplum, which just means for example. Let's see, F. What's a good F word in Latin? That is, I can think of a few English ones. Felix. That's just happy. About G. Why can't I think of any G ones? I'm about to bust out my dictionary. I don't know why I can't think of any G ones. We'll go back to that one. H. Habeo, which means I have. I'll tell you what I don't have. One for G. I'm still struggling to think of one. There are so many words that begin with this. How about inter? That just means between. Now you also have the English word to inter someone, which means to bury. How did my teacher describe it? It does come from this. I guess you're between, like, purgatory or something. I can't remember. K is actually a very, very, very rare one, so I'm just gonna skip that. It essentially doesn't have any words. How about L? Lacrimo. That just means I cry or I lament. M. How about... I'm trying to avoid using names because those are proper nouns and not as practical to know. you go. That's the one. It looks like it says mini me. All that means is in the least. It's an adverb. So in the least way possible. That sort of vibe. But it also translates to no. The yes adverb that you would use is ita, which begins with the letter I. Minime for no, ita for yes. Ita also just means so or thusly. And how about knowus? This is an adjective that means new. Knowus would be the masculine, and noa would be feminine. Nowum would be neutral. Now, you may have noticed I wrote a V and a U. Given the fact that these are technically the same letter, you could just write it as N-O-V-V-S or N-O-U-U-S. Either way, it doesn't really matter too much. When you write it like this, it's the most recognizable, which is why I wrote it like this. How about O? Odium, which means hatred. Not a very positive word I picked for that, but it was the first one that came to mind. Let's see, what about P? Ooh, how about this one? Passer. This means sparrow. How about Q? For Q, I picked quinque, which means 5. It's where we get the word quintessential, which essentially means perfect. Now, this has to do with number symbology and whatnot, but that is why quintessential means what it does. It has to do with the number 5. So just know that. It's not arbitrary. Regina. This means palace. Now you also have Rex and, hold on, I may have messed that up. I think it was Regia. Yeah, either way. Those are all related to each other. They are what are referred to as cognates. A derivative is something you get from a parent language. So regal or regality would be derivatives of this word. But this word and rex, which is another Latin word, are called cognates since they are in the same language but stem from the same sort of root. Septem. This means 7. Now, this is actually where we get September, because it originally was the 7th month. October was the 8th month, November the 9th month, and December the 10th month. This changed when they added 2 months to the calendar. I believe it was July, named after Julius, and August, after, well, Augustus. Let's see. Just ignore that W that was off to the side. Tandem, this is a popular adverb. You also have like tunk, which means then. In tandem is the sort of English that's most popular with this sort of thing. I think it means while. I can't remember actually. Yeah, that's my bad. Let's see. Ventus. This simply means wind. X. There aren't really any standard Latin words that begin with the letter X. And as much as I hate to do it, the only word I can think of is Xerxes. But this is a proper noun, it's just a name. Why? I can't remember actually. Y is a very uncommon one, so is Z. And I still got nothing for G for some reason. Yeah, I got nothing. Anyway, these are just some popular Latin words. I'm a little rusty apparently, because I couldn't think of half of these. Let's see if I can think of any more though. As I mentioned earlier, agricola. Let's see. There's also ita that I mentioned earlier as well. D, you have diende, which I'm pretty sure means then. You have serpens, which just means serpent. You have Draco, which means dragon. What else? You have herba, which means herb, or it can translate to grass. Let's see. I almost forgot the C. Spelunka, which is where you get the word spelunking. It just means cave. Sanguis, which just means blood. It's where you get words like exsanguinate, to draw blood. What else? Quid, which means what? I think that'll be it for just random Latin words. In case you wanted to look at that. Let's do an actual drawing now, shall we? Let's see if I can draw some claws. something challenging like a hand, for example. I think the way I always drew hands was you start with a square, the thumb I believe begins here, midway. This is supposed to essentially double in length. Middle finger is taller. Ring finger's about the same. Pinky is a little more than half. There you go, a hand, I guess. I suppose I could do my very cartoonish self-portrait. Draco. There you go. What else can I draw? I suppose I could do wolf in a similar manner. And while I didn't actually write the name for it on the previous page, lupus. Now, the feminine form of that would be lupa. Which obviously just means wolf. Let's review some older sketches. here's one just saying howdy. Here is the classic Ooga Booga, along with some messed up sketches of his face. That one almost looks like a bird's beak. Free hugs with a vague threat. One with the tongue out, and then a bit of a dark one there. I believe that was it. Let's make some additions. I just did a sort of Legend of Zelda themed thing draw, really. So there's that. And last but not least, just me hitting my water, apparently. Just some scribbles. I wonder what else I could draw. I was thinking maybe I could draw Courage the Cowardly Dog, but I forgot how to do that. Probably draw Kirby. That Kirby is so scuffed. Looks terrible. It's fine. Well, that's the best I got for Kirby. I don't know what else to draw. I think I will end it here. Thank you for watching. Gratias Dibiago, as the Romans would say. I hope you found some enjoyment or entertainment out of these sketches. At the very least, learned a little bit of Latin, even if it was a little scuffed. sketches I did for you. Got some entertainment or some newfound knowledge. Yeah, until the next time I see you, stay well, walete miaumiki, and ta